All right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast NBA Podcast. My name is Keith, here alone for a solo interview episode. The full episode with Chuck and John is coming out later this week. It'll come out on Thanksgiving. Here's a little secret. We already recorded it. It will be a little different, a little special. We answered a bunch of the croissant questionnaires from our Patreon supporters. It got a little wild, got a little woolly. Maybe the language got a little salty. It's coming up unedited. Today's episode also unedited. I know most of you don't care, but maybe there's a few that do. Just heads up, maybe a little colorful language every now and then. It's Thanksgiving week here in America, and things are busier and hectic and traveling, and so saving time, not really putting the full production of combing through the audio to pick out things. So I hope you'll enjoy it. There's also some bonus episodes going up this week for our Patreon supporters. We might actually put up the Thursday episode early since it's already in the can. But John's, second part of his episodes reviewing all the City jerseys with graphic designer and artist Austin Gray. Those are going up for our $5 and up patrons. It's a big night in the NBA. It's fun the week of Thanksgiving because everyone plays on Monday, and then literally everyone plays on Wednesday. No games on Thursday. You got to watch NFL or hang out with your family or whatever. And then everyone plays like Friday, Saturday. Pretty wild. As I speak right now, the Grizzlies just won again over the Dallas Mavericks. Jaren Jackson Jr. just obliterating DeAndre Jordan so much. It was it was uncomfortable. Throw the towel. Uncomfortable. I felt bad for the guy. But despite how awesome Jaren Jackson Jr. played, it was still kind of a tight game because the Grizzlies' wings were terrible. But in the end, they just put their starters back in, and when the Grizzlies got to 90 points, decided, you know what? I think we can keep the Mavericks from. I don't think they can score 5 points over the final 6 minutes. So let's just do that, and it worked out. So good stuff. The Grizzlies right now tied for first place in the Western Conference alongside the Clippers and the Trailblazers, and playing right now the Oklahoma City Thunder. If they can beat, I think, the Kings, they will also be tied for first place, just like we all predicted. Today's episode, talking with Joey Devine of one of my favorite podcasts, the Roundball Rock podcast, a NBA comedy podcast. Joey is a Warriors fan, and we talked about Klay Thompson a little bit. One of the funniest things I saw this week was people making fun of Klay Thompson for his terrible shooting percentages, especially from three. And I think it was Damon, our boy Damon Rangula, who called it Rudy Klay. And I thought Rudy Klay was the funniest thing I'd seen this week until I found out today that Rudy Gay actually leads the NBA in three-point percentage. Although I think that is since, as of Monday night, gone by the wayside because he missed. He was over 4 tonight. But Rudy Klay for Klay Thompson was cracking me up, but that's all over. Anyway, before we get to Joey, just a reminder, if you want to support the show, you get all that bonus content at patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast, those bonus episodes I was talking about. Also, if you're buying tickets, go to SeatGeek.com. I know you've heard these ads from pretty much every sports podcast, but if you haven't used SeatGeek yet, it's the best way to buy tickets for any event. Sports, music, comedy, whatever. They aggregate all the other ticket sites. They show you what the best deals are. And, of course, the hook, if you use our code FASTBREAKBREAK, just like the Twitter handle, FASTBREAKBREAK, you get $20 off your first purchase. You can't beat that. You might as well do it. If you're buying tickets on the secondary market, go to SeatGeek.com, download the app, use our code FASTBREAKBREAK, get $20 off. All right, now let's talk with Joey. My guest today is the permanent co-host. No, permanent. Temporary. You're the permanent. My guest today.
I'm the temporary host.
I'm going to get it.
Okay.
My guest today is the permanent temporary host of Roundball Rock. Probably my favorite NBA podcast. It's not my own, and I do count my own because I'm a narcissist Joey Devine. Joey, how are you?
Hey, Keith. I'm good.
Hey, man. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I hit you up to come on the show, and you're like, oh, yeah, you want to talk about the Warriors falling apart? And it honestly hadn't even crossed my mind. You are a Warriors fan, and they are going through the valley of the shadow of death as we speak. But, no, I just want to talk about basketball. Thanksgiving, and obviously breakfast. Have you had breakfast, Joey?
I have had breakfast.
What'd you have?
Which is rare. I don't normally eat breakfast, but this morning I woke up hungry for some reason. There's this great taqueria around the corner from me in Los Angeles called El Zarape.
Okay.
And I had Verde chilaquiles.
Oh, a chilaquiles? What is that?
They're kind of like breakfast nachos.
Okay. Breakfast nachos, I just swooned.
They're like baked tortilla chips with eggs and a little bit of cheese and sour cream and green sauce. It's really good.
What you just described is a breakfast nacho, and I'm in love.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Do you have big Thanksgiving plans?
I'm going home to my parents' house in San Francisco. What are you doing, Keith?
Oh, I'm going to Detroit, Michigan, a place I don't know very much about.
Oh, are you going to bail out the auto manufacturers?
Yeah.
That's how you're spending Thanksgiving.
Actually, I've got a few meetings with boards of GM. No, my brother moved to Detroit, Michigan, and he invited me and my parents and my sister to come, and I was like, I don't like traveling or flying, but I guess we'll go because apparently we're going. So now we're going to Detroit.
Has the baby been on a plane before?
The new baby has not been on a plane. The old baby, who's now 4,
right.
He has been on a few planes. But
I meant the new baby. I don't consider a 4-year-old a baby, really.
It's fine. Well, I mean, I know like we're internet buddies and, sort of IRL one-time buddies, but like I don't expect people to keep track of like my children. So I took that as a general, has any of you have a kid gone on a plane? But no.
Are you worried about the new baby being on a plane for the first time?
To the extent, yes, that knowing a baby can ruin a flight or just make things miserable for other people. Our experience with the first baby, when we got on the plane, the baby was like, what is this? This is weird. I'm just going to shut it down and take a nap until something familiar happens. Mm-hmm. And so it went great. So I am hoping this one will also be like, this is really odd. I'm just going to close my eyes and maybe I'll recognize something a little bit later.
You know what, though? I have an opinion about people who get mad at babies on planes.
Oh, they're bad people.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you are fucking ridiculous. You are mad at a baby. Like, just think about that for a second. Like, erase everything else and just boil it down to you are now mad at a baby.
Also,
that makes you wrong.
If you get mad at a baby on a plane, the other thing you should consider is, why is the baby on a plane? Oh, they probably have to do something they don't want to do. Like the parents more than likely are doing something. They don't want to take their baby on a plane. Like they're,
right.
They're like, oh, I have to actually travel on a plane with a baby. This is no fun for me. This is not what I would choose to do with my time and money. So there's already that. So yes, no,
Also, the person you should be mad at on the plane is the person taking his shoes all the way off.
That's not okay. Also, the person with the companion dog who does not need the companion dog. This thing is out of control. I feel like Zach Lowe right now on a kind of a corny rant. But the guys, I guess it's important if you need that emotional well-being pet. But I'm not buying it. Every flight I've been on recently, there's like 6 dogs on the flight, and come on, I'm not buying it.
I get it though. If I
it's a cheap way to fly your pet.
Well, but
I mean I get it, Joey.
If I were like, you're right. It's a cheap way to.
It's a cheap way to fly.
I'm not gonna.
Well, speaking of needs an emotional support animal, the Golden State Warriors. That isn't what I want to talk about. I actually want to talk about the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
Do you know that
the first time that's ever happened?
Are the Orlando Magic good? They have the best record in the East in the month of November.
They're 7-3 in their last 10 games. And I have to admit, when you said that to me, I was shocked. I I'll be honest, haven't been paying a lot of attention to the Orlando Magic. But I could see them being okay, right? The East is pretty bad.
I mean, I don't think the East is supposed to be bad. Like the Sixers, the Celtics, the Pacers, the Raptors, the Bucks are all supposed to be incredible.
I mean, the top of the East, but the bottom five, then it's like the Hornets, the Pistons.
The Hornets are good, sort of. If the Hornets could win a single close game. They would win 50 games every year if they could win a single close game.
I mean, I'm happy for the Magic, though. Like, they have a real coach for the first time in a long time. They got a real GM, even though it kind of seems like all he did was draft Mo Bamba because he loves, like, the longest people on earth.
Yeah, I don't think Mo Bamba is helping. I mean, I guess he's not hurting. Like, they're not winning because of Mo Bamba and Jonathan Isaac. They're not winning because of the young guys they've taken in the lottery.
Vucevic is tight, dude.
Yeah, like Nikola Vucevic is amazing. He's like a Hakeem LeBron.
He's
something.
once again proving for like the seventh year in a row that the Orlando Magic hilariously won the Dwight Howard trade.
Yeah. I mean, Terrence Ross is playing fine, and I guess they have Fournier and DJ Augustine. I don't know how they're actually beating legitimate teams. They beat the Knicks. Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr. combined for 63 points in only 50 minutes of playing time, and the Knicks lost by 15 to the Magic. I mean, like they took the Knicks' best shot. They took all Fizdale had, and they're like, whatever, we're gonna win this game like we're winning all our games. They smoked the Magic. I mean, the Lakers. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to get to the bottom why the Magic are good. I've tweeted twice that the Magic have like the best record in the East. No one ever retweets it or likes it. Like I'm trying to spread the word. I'm like, look at these best records. The only teams with winning records in the month of November, and no one retweets it. It's just like the Bucks, the fancy Bucks with their Coach of the Year Budenholzer. Are all 9-1. They're trash now. No one's talking about it. Like the initial impression that they made on the season was this team's amazing. They got a losing record in the month of November so far. I know November's an arbitrary cutoff, but it's been about 10 games. I'm just trying to give some attention to the poor.
Yeah.
Orlando
I like
Magic.
it. It's a weird it's a weird thing to make your life's work this month, but I'm pro that. I mean, do it for sure.
I mean, can they bank on this successful month into anything long term? Because again, it's not the young guys. It's Vucevic whose contract is expiring. It's Fournier who I assume they want to get out of his contract. It's Terrence Ross who actually isn't good. Like, can they trade those guys for John Wall and make their franchise even worse?
Oh God!
Would that be?
No, don't do that.
Well, that's like the answer. It's you do well. You trade these guys in for a much worse, soul crushing contract that some people think is a good idea.
I mean, I think if you're the Magic, the best you can hope for at this point is to hold on, get Vucevic his first All-Star. And then hope that the mirage clears for the second half of the season, and then you lose a lot.
Well, I mean, they do. Right? They do. They won a lot of games. This is reminiscent of last year. I don't want to talk about it because my favorite team, the Grizzlies,
they went
are awesome.
8-2.
Well, yeah, like last year at the same time, the Magic and the Grizzlies were the surprise teams of the NBA. And then they both quit winning games whatsoever. Surely that's not the case with my Grizzlies because the Grizzlies are fortifying the ranks. Apparently, according to Mark Stein, bringing in Joakim Noah? Joey, tell me how is that making my team better? Well, walk me through it, please.
I mean, clearly I think there's a plane going over me right now, but
hope there's no babies on that plane.
No, but tons of snakes though. I think clearly the whole reason they're doing this is Chandler Parsons needs someone to party with.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Right? Or they're priming the pump to sign Melo and just reunite that Knicks team.
I hadn't considered